So often when we're talking about self-doubt, we're talking about when it activates when you get a no. So say if you're going after a big goal, a big plan, um, putting yourself out of your comfort zone and you feel like in that moment it doesn't work out how you thought it would, therefore you could interpret as a failure. But round here, we don't believe that failure exists. There's only winning or learning. But what happens to your doubt when everything goes right? What happens to that voice, that part of you that is always looking for the things that can go wrong, the fear, the imposter syndrome? What happens to that when everything goes right? Now, right now you're thinking, well, I wouldn't even have any doubt or imposter syndrome or fear if everything works out because everything works out. No, I'm afraid not, my friend. Actually, self doubt can get even louder when everything goes right. Welcome to No Rest for the Vivid Business podcast. My name is Claire Hill. I am the queen of unstoppable self belief, belief coach. Hold on, self belief coach and business. Oh, let me start again. Self belief and business coach. And I am here to share with you all of the tips and tricks to overcome that self-doubt, create unstoppable self-belief so you can grow your business with more joy, more ease, and get more money because we love a bit of money. This episode is dedicated to Suze. Suze is inside the Vivid Business Club. She has worked with me one-to-one as well. And not only is this episode dedicated to her because of what happened at the Vivid Vibes experience, which was my just gone just like a couple of weeks ago. Was it? A couple of weeks ago? Oh yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago. I had the best experience in London. Oh my God, it was sensational. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But actually, I also want to dedicate this to her because it's down to her that I have been nominated for best. Oh, do you know what? I've just realised I was like, it's down to her. I just want to be, I'm just really grateful that Sue's put me forward for it because um, I said to myself, like these awards, they're really amazing. But I would really love it if I was going to be put up for one, that it was contributed by the fact that it was a client or somebody that knew me that had put me forward for it. And Suze has put me forward for it, and the nomination has stuck, and I've been nominated, and I had to do the application form. But it's for Best Business Coach of the Year, and it's national. So if I get into the finalists, I have to go to the NEC in February in Birmingham, and it's all a big hubba dubba dooba. So, and I had a lovely, sorry if you can hear that car siren. Thanks, car. And I had the wonderful Heather, Hev, she is a client of mine, and she bought me a celebratory matcha and protein bar last week. And I was so grateful and I started crying. If you want to get into my heart, bring me a hot drink, and I haven't asked for it. It's literally my love language. So, yeah, last week was a bit of a blur, but the turnaround was so quick. And then I had to ask for testimonials, and I was like, meh, trying to do this application. But thank you so much, Suze, for doing that. Like, so grateful. But this episode, all about what happens to your doubt when everything works out, is dedicated to Suze because Suze has smashed her goals. So Suze has been has been in the Vivid Business Club for about 18 months. I met her because she applied to be a guest for the podcast. And through that conversation, and at the end, once we stopped recording, we'd had such a brilliant interview. And I could just, with I suppose the magic that I have. I could see she was carrying a lot of doubt, and I just asked her a couple of questions. And so she then joined my self-belief week at the time. And then, she then said, right, I'm going to join the Vivid Business Club, and hasn't really looked back since, worked with me one-to-one. And we've managed to increase her, well, she's managed to do it, but with my help and guidance and following the Warrior Boss framework and all of the things that I teach, she's increased her revenue by, I think it's 2000%. I wish I had the figures now. It is about that. And she had this amazing goal for her business. And I just kept saying, like, just keep going. Like, how is that going to happen? Who is the person you need to become to get to that goal? What do you need to have in place? What do you need to believe, etc., etc.? And then, boom, it's finally gone and bloody happened. And it's not just one off, it's like retainer recurring revenue as well. What happened? So we're at Vivid Vibes in London. Absolutely gorgeous event. I really pushed myself in what I was going to deliver, because I have some warriors, like warrior bosses that come who have been to every single event I've ever done. You need those kind of people in your business. Or like I had them for Vivid Wire, where they would buy everything that I made. So everything that I made had to be better, had to be, every year, like my Christmas decorations, every year, the same people would buy the Christmas decorations. I'm like, right, well, this year the collection has to be even better, because I've got people that are buying every year, and I just love the loyalty of that. That always contributed to the pricing ladder of both businesses when I was working with them. If you don't know what the pricing ladder is, let me know. I will do a whole podcast episode on pricing ladders. And also leaning in, there's a new phrase banging about called the ascension model, which is basically a pricing ladder. I've always called it a pricing ladder. It's basically the same thing. But that is how my business is operated, like that. And this is how it happens, because you have these people that just expand with you, expand as your business grows. So I'm just so like happy and grateful for these people. Anyway, the whole theme of the day was, are you here to play to win or play not to lose? Again, I'm going to do a whole podcast episode on just that. And as we were talking and chatting, Sue said, so everything has worked out. Like this month, I'm not even at the end of the month yet, and this is what's happened. We were in the middle of September, so it was just literally 2 weeks ago. And I was like, okay, right, what's happening? She said, oh, my doubt is getting so loud. I don't feel worthy. Like, it's telling me I'm not worthy of the outcome of these goals, that I'm not going to be able to deliver the work. I've almost messaged them to say I can't do it. Like, my doubt is so loud right now. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that you've told me this, because honestly, I don't know whether I've even ever mentioned it on the podcast. And it's, it's such a, I mean, people talk about it in money mindset, but in a way that well, I suppose, yeah, your success thermostat. I was talking about this in Boost, and there's a huge bit in my new course, Supersonic Self-Belief. By the time you've listened to this, the price has already gone up, but that shouldn't deter you from getting it, because the price is going to go up again. Just saying, it's like the best course I've ever grabbed in my life. You need it. You need it in your life. If you want to work, if you've ever thought of working with me and you're like, oh, it's out of my price range at the moment, can't work with her yet. This is such a good taste of accessing my brain and how I think and feel, my frameworks of how I have unstoppable self-belief that you can have too. And it's not that you're going to you're not going to get there in exactly the same way as me, because it's built tailored to you, but you will get the same result. You will have unstoppable self-belief at the end of that course. Just think of how you show up and what you can do in your business and your life when every single decision you make, it's going to happen. It goes from like literally, I want that, it's already existing. I believe that, to an insane level of self-belief. That's what unstoppable self-belief is all about. And I'm teaching it to you in a course that you can soak up. And there's loads of brilliant bonuses. I will put the link, or Hannah will put the link to Supersonic in the show notes. Because honestly, it's the best thing I've ever made. Best thing. Even though I say that about the Vivid Business Club, I'm just between me and you. I am in my zone of genius. Like, I know I am. I'm like, I've landed. I know that I'm still growing and I still want more. But honestly, the way that I can see my business the way that my business is right now, how I'm showing up for my clients, the results my clients are having, it's pretty good, mate. It is. I am so grateful right now. Maybe that's why, getting business coach of the year, just Jay-Z's just landed in my head. Dust off his shirt, man, or whatever it is. I don't even know if that's relevant to what I am saying. There you go. Just a little bit of random sprinkled in. Anyway, back to Suze. So a couple of years ago, I had a huge cash month, like sales and cash. I was operating at both Vivid Wire and Clare Hill, and I was just I just felt frigging epic. Like things were so good, and it literally disappeared overnight because I couldn't hold on to it. And the reason I couldn't hold on to it's not that, to be fair, the success was like a cumulative thing, and it there was I don't want to say lag time, but the success did carry on into future months. So it's not like it just came and went. And I learned so much. And the following year, when I had this cash flow issue, like literally a year ago, and I was like, meh. Do you know, I totally overreacted to that. Thinking about it now, I really did. But the reason it benefited me is because it made me the CEO I am today. And I'll tell you what, the robustness of my money. And can I just also add on here, having the right accountant is really important. I'm not going to say any more than that, but friggin' hell. Okay. Anyway, so Suze was, so anyway, I'm going back to me. So I was like, I had all this success, but because I hadn't prepared for it in a way that, um, my capacity, my success thermostat was still actually quite low. I wouldn't say it was really low, but it was like lowish. And because it all came at once and I wasn't prepared for it, it was like my, I'm doing a wobble right now. If you're listening, and if you're watching, you can see me doing it. Like my arms couldn't stretch. They could, I'll tell you what it is. My fingers couldn't meet. So say if you put in your arms, if you're watching, you can see me do this. You put your arms out in front of you and you create a circle. Okay. Now this circle, my fingers it couldn't just quite meet. Therefore it slipped out. My business is really frigging good. For the last, oh God, how many, 4 or 5 months? Well, since I moved into my office, actually just before that. Yeah. Anyway, things are really good in my business. You know that I don't like talking about figures because I see money mindset is beyond that. And my marketing isn't lazy. And if I share my figures, then you're going to be like, oh, I need that. Da, 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 da. It all becomes about the money. And I really want to focus on the joy and the energy. I was talking to a client about this yesterday, actually. So we were talking about some marketing that had really given me the ick, and it's all about money. And I was like, I just think if you chase the money, if you're talking just about money, you are forgetting the heart and soul of a business. Once the energy and the joy and the love for everything you do is there, the money comes. It's exactly what's happened to Suze, right? So anyway, I've really developed in the last couple of years, and I knew that this month and the month before was going to be really high turnover for me. So I'd had practice going, oh, I can hold it. Oh, I'd mentally prepared myself in imagining what was going to happen, how I was going to feel, what were the outcomes, how was I going to hold on to it, all of these things, right? And I felt so good doing that when it is arriving now, I'm like, yeah, this is all good. I'm sorry if you can hear that phone ringing. It's next door and they're not there. I think they're at networking or an event. It's the only thing about sharing an office. Shh, ring in, shush. So what I did, this is my practice and this is what I've told Suze. Number one, have something in your head that you are rewarding yourself to when you get to that goal. It is so important to celebrate when you reach a goal or where you reach a turnover month, or say you fully booked with your clients, you have a sold out sale or a sold out launch. You have all of these wins. please celebrate it. And I mean, have a mini party, like treat yourself to a massive takeaway. Straight away, takeaway with me. Get a takeaway. Treat yourself to a takeaway. Go out for dinner. Have a really nice bottle of wine. Have a really beautiful mocktail. Like, get those posh, sober ingredients. Like, treat yourself to some smoked salmon. That is my go-to. Do it. Like, seriously, get yourself in the mode for celebration for when it has arrived, and then sit with it, especially if it is a money goal. I want you to just sit with it in your bank for a little while. Just keep looking at it. Feel the relief. Feel the relief. Right now, I want you to just imagine the money that you want in your bank after all of the joy that you're feeling, out of all of the energy, that the high energy, the warrior energy that you've got, all of those good things in your business. You are showing up as your most vivid self, whatever that looks like to you. You feel proud, you feel worthy, you feel fucking epic, right? As I'm saying this, I can feel my self-belief going, yeah, man, we're fucking epic. I want you to do it too, right? I feel my self-belief like really where my heart is, and it is just going, oh, we did it. I want you to feel that relief of, oh, we did it. Now, if you can't do that right now, I want you to go back in time to a moment where you didn't think that you were going to achieve something. Like, usually it's something to do with finishing school, having a baby, doing a really tough walk, going through an operation, completing a degree, doing a really hard project at work or in the business, even starting your business, leaving employment. Like, if you're listening to this right now, you've done some tough things. I want you to think back. And I'll tell you as well, if you've ever experienced grief, that shows you that, when there's a moment, again, I'm thinking about a client who lost her dad, and she was like, I'm just thinking, you listen to this podcast, you know who you are. And I remember first meeting her, and she was just coming out of it, and knowing now, I feel emotional for her. Oh, knowing that when we now work together, how far she's come, and that she did that. She didn't think she was going to be able to feel normalish. Like, grief doesn't go anywhere, does it? Like, I still carry my dad and my granddad Fred and my nana, but me and my granddad Fred were so close. And I just think that you carry that around because it just shows how much they loved you. But there are moments where you just don't think you're ever going to feel normal again. You're never going to wake up and think, is this my life now? Like, literally, is this my life? And then one day you go, oh, and it's like a little tiny spark of joy happens, and then things start moving in the right direction. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've done that, you can do anything. You're a warrior. So, um, when you are sitting there thinking, am I going to get this goal? I want you to go back to those moments where you didn't think something was possible, when you made it possible. You did. You made that possible. So anything can happen. Anything you put your mind to can happen. I'm going to do a whole podcast, actually. I might record it today, about how I manifested my husband. Not that it's all about love, but I do love a good love story. But I'm going to just share with you all of the times that I've manifested and how I see manifestation. So that's going to be the next episode. But I was just like, I just want you to feel that relief. And as you're feeling it, you can then just go, oh my God, I've done it. I've done it. And it's not a panic mode. You need to feel and have that success in your arms with your fingers touching and be regulated. Lots of deep breathing, lots of walks, lots of daydreams about the fact that what have you made possible. All of those things I want you to focus on, so that your nervous system, your capacity can hold it. And be prepared for this, okay? This is when having like your warrior energy sorted is really important, because like your warrior energy toolkit, because when you, and your rescue remedy, Do I need to do a podcast episode about that? When you've got those things in place, it's really important to be like, okay, right, my doubt is loud. What is my warrior energy? Okay, bang, bang, bang. Not question why is my doubt loud? Because everything's worked out. Because it's unfamiliar. Whatever, whether it's joy or discomfort or, whatever, all of these things are unfamiliar to your nervous system. We need to make them familiar so that we can move forward. Any questions about this episode? You know where I am. Come and DM me on Instagram. It's my favorite place to hang out. And if you found me on YouTube or LinkedIn, DM me there. Can you DM on YouTube? I don't think you can. Comment. If you're listening on Spotify, you can leave a comment there. Just get in touch. Like, I love listening I love listening to a voice note, but I love reading your comments about the podcast. I want to hear from you. Like, what do you love about it? What do you want to hear more of? What are you craving episodes on? Tell me. And never think, oh, I might be bothering her. No, I want to hear it all. Full permission to bombard. Please. I love it. All right. Okay. Have a look at Supersonic. Might be a bit of you. If you haven't already followed or subscribed, please do. It's so great. We literally celebrate every single one of you. And yeah, thanks for listening or watching, whatever you're doing. Have a wonderful rest of your day, warrior. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. Written, produced and hosted by Claire Hill, and music has been composed by my brother, Phil Vick.